Hello there, my fellow goslings. I am Active Gosling, and stated in the previous intro, I will be looking over imaginations. So, you're welcome to join, by the way. And I actually thought, like, previously today, like, why not make Denmark, like, having some sort of architecture that makes sure that they don't become the new Atlantis, because that would be funny if they don't sink in the future with the current water rising and stuff. So I don't know if you guys are anime fans or not, but One Piece I can definitely recommend, as they have some interesting ideas that I like to experiment with, like the island Water 7. It's kind of like not so much a floating island, but basically just a fountain, water fountain, and then there's like a city surrounded that with like walls and like stairs going all the way down to like the surface of the island. But yeah, huge walls and so on. And each year or something like that, there is a water season where the sea comes with the biggest waves and just like all over the all over the islands. And the islanders, they usually either stay all the on the top of the island or just like evacuate, kind of like go on vacation somewhere else where they won't get washed away. And they maintain the houses and stuff with isolating every door and window so there won't come water in, which is pretty smart. So yeah, I've been kind of like thinking of stuff like that. But instead of like those bread loaves of like buildings, though I am very interested in the roofs, since like they're fascinating salty. Mm. But yes, I do believe it'll become like houses like that will come in handy in the future if like nature decides to be more aggressive, which yeah, which nature kind of is, but it isn't really so much in Denmark compared to the rest of the world. Um, so I'm thinking like houses like that would be amazing. Places where like tsunamis and stuff happens, because yes. But since I am also a little bit of a fantasy nerd, I have sketched out my own fantasy city, and it's yes. Let's dive into it. I'll just get ready with that. Must find the right page. And yes. Switch. If I can switch the camera. Oh yeah, if you're new, let me just tell you. Technology and me ain't really biggest friends and stuff, so things may take a little while. Just if you're wondering if things takes a little too long. See you in a moment. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. If this doesn't remind anime fans something that I do not know. Okay, just jokes aside. So whoa. Okay, I just found out that when I was about to drop my phone, uh, it stopped recording. So let's go over it again. Yes, as you can see, I have a city of some kind of like layered cake. with different levels. And yeah, there's like this huge house here. It has like some kind of hold windows in general, and it has like a seashell of some kind of oyster or whatever shell as a roof, because that's very nice, you know. And let's just zoom in a little bit more. And that is a glass ball kinda, and like some kind of shell protection outside of that, so it's kind of like a lighthouse or something like that, but just bigger and thicker. And yes, light is getting emerged to places. And I think it would actually be a fun way of having light towers functioning and stuff. And it's also my idea of this house, which also has like, or in general, this huge building, which has holes as doors and stuff. We'll come back to that in a moment. But that has that globe there. It has like it has also like oh yeah, that's right. Back to the thoughts. It has the effect of lighting the whole building up if it's being done right. Because I've seen like people are also like having fun with lights, with lightings and stuff, with by having mirrors, just like facing walls and stuff from a window, and then like multiple mirrors, and then it's like kind of like a labyrinth to go from one mirror to another and stuff. Like you could also like there can be like something like that here, or just if it's a big hall in general and there's not really much of rooms and stuff, that globe there can just like light it all up. So yes. But yeah, the reason why I think it would be a good idea with buildings like this to have like big holes and stuff, it is so there can be like a channel of water going like directly to the middle of this, and then like slowly go through the city and like out like that, like a lake that goes like a spider web kind of, because that would be cool to like just out there. Especially if like seawater in general, it just like I imagine with this city there will be a lot of hurricanes and stuff. In general, not just hurricanes but tsunamis and all sorts of water natural disaster stuff. So that's why these walls are here, so that like when a big wave comes, it comes like and hopefully with this city, this wall will barely be overpowered by the waves, so like the waves barely goes over that, and that is why there's like these channels here that comes with water out, so that will maintain the pressure of the water level and keep it like away from that, so it doesn't just have a compact water system just like breaking the walls from the inner side. Because we all know when water like leans too much of like or in general anything leaning too much on like a wall, they will start like collapse the way that they're being leaned on. But yeah, also like here I drawn a bridge, another bridge with like small river stuff happening here, and kind of like the same model of that, but just of this house, but just smaller in different ways. There's also like the and the reason why they're like these big doors are there as well is like if water actually goes all the way in, they will like go directly through, and then they can just flow into the rivers and just boop, out. And I had fun like drawing a pyramid because why not? So yes. But yeah, a bit of history as well. I like the Incas, they have like these zigzag walls, and I thought they were very fascinating and very sturdy, so why not have them as well here? Either like that, or like I might change them into like waves, like those kind of waves. I probably drew them over here. I did. Oh. Duh! Instead of zigzags, it goes to those water waves of that. Because they might also be sturdy. I do not know. I'm really fascinated by walls, and I would like to test them out at some point when I'm done imagining the bigger scale. So yes. But yeah, through each wall and stuff, there comes a channel to maintain the pressure, like so. As I talked about here, it won't make the walls collapse and stuff. And the reason why these channels are also at a higher point through the wall, it's so that a certain amount of the water level doesn't like dry out too much of like not too much gets removed, because too much water that gets away from these kind of walls could also like make the wall collapse in the longer run. So that's why it is high up. So it kind of like measured it all out, kind of. That's also important with these kind of walls if you're gonna have a water system like I drew. It is silly stuff, but it is fascinating. But yeah, so there's like the last wall as well, doing the same thing. And then we go to the ocean. Whee! Which is everywhere. And the wall continues, by the way, over there. The same one as that one, it just ends there. And so it does as well over here. And I'm not entirely sure if I want these type of walls to go here, but I think I will not remove that effect here, because that would also be a genius move if since there's like these houses and like safe houses for practically just parking your boat without it sailing onto the fields, as we have a field here with a fascinating tapas kind of sized pyramid. But yeah. Silly sketches, yes. Oh yeah, that's right. For ships, like big ships and stuff, there will be there's a little bit of detailed work later on that I will show. But while we are on this drawing, I'm gonna show you guys about what the meaning of these entrances are and holes. Because I've been thinking about like that could also be super cool to have like salt caves, like just like a water system where everything gets connected somehow. Either just like with a U-turn, or it's just like going all the way into the middle of the city and then it goes out. That would also be super cool. But yeah, so kind of like a salt cave, because water levels kind of rises and goes down depending on season and whatnot. So there will always be salt up against walls and stuff when they get to dry a bit. And that would be, yeah, cool. But I was also thinking like there could be a channel for ships to like go out, like when they go that way they come out here, or the other way. But there should definitely be some kind of traffic license and stuff to use these tunnels without something happening in there, because it's a confusing system for now. But yeah, that's kind of like the fun part of it. Oh yeah, and I was thinking like with these kind of with these walls that are all the way away from the shore line, there will be some kind of a tunnel kind of effect, which we're gonna look at over here. Whoa, that's kind of dark. Hold on a moment, I'll turn on the lights. Yes. Whoa, my camera ain't happy. Okay, I'm just gonna lay it down and wait. It still flickers. Hold on a moment. So for some reason, I cannot see these wave stuff happening, but my camera can, which is really cool. And yes, I have foam on my table just because there's a like this long of a hole directly through the whole table, and I couldn't find a bigger mat than this plastic mat here. And it's a bit chaotic in here. I brought my dinner as well. That people were so kind to prepare and stuff while I was working. I should figure out how to deal with this. Okay, I'm back, and I found out that natural lighting is probably the only way. So we just I'll find some better lighting. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I found out it was better to just not add lighting with my phone camera, since the phone decided it is much better to just have your own flashlight on. So, camera flashlight. So that is what I'm doing now. I tried to play a little with the lighting and stuff, and it did not really. It did work, but right until I began filming again. So, yes. Oh yeah, we were talking about tunnels stuff. So I was thinking like on each side of like for example these kind of rivers, and those right there, the entrance to the harbor, there will be these kind of like cool caves. They're kind of like triangular, but not really. Like they're kind of like soft shaped, and then they go into the triangular or rectangular stuff. I'm not good with English. Not so much, so I might miss some words. Anyway, so as you can see, I drew a boat, and I have a little bit of fantasy of these caves, since they won't really be disrupted by the waves, like huge waves. Not much has to be dealt with this. So basically, all of these caves have two entrances, like one where you can go, like the left side goes the one direction, and the other one, like the right, goes the other. Like it goes out, kind of like an entrance and out entrance. I do not know. Exit, there it is. Like an exit and stuff. So kind of like when you're just driving cars, but instead of cars, it is river drifting. Or paddling. And all of these have art inside, and I was kind of thinking like having some kind of just in this particular art, I wanted to have roses, but they became more bushy flowers. So kind of like roses and like water art, and then like a pillars, and some sort of flower kind of stuff happening up here. I was not entirely sure how I want that on my drawing, but I just drew. And then like all the way up here, I want some kind of like glass looking effect, like kind of like in inter Intradam, kind of like the big church stuff, where there's like a huge circle of glass, glass art, where it's just like shine from like lighting comes down and it just like shines down and stuff like that. Oh, my hand was too fast. So it gives like a cool effect, but instead of light coming through, I want like I kind of want like some kind of like in the top here, like 2 plates, like long plates of some kind of reflective material that can make this kind of old ancient looking art with glass art mixed together in some sort of modern style. So this can light up from the lighting outside. So basically what reflects on the water goes up to the top of the cave, and then it goes back, like illuminating everything. And when it's not day anymore, I want like a really cool effect of the art here where it switches art, because that is cool in my mind. And I want some sort of like kind of like quartz glow in the dark kind of style, but also like where these flowers, which is like a turquoise kind of color, like the mix between blue and green, where they also start glowing in the dark. So it's like kind of like the D&D version of mushroom, like the glow mushrooms that you find in forest. That would be really cool if they like glow it all up in the cave, so people that are still using them at night can go through without worrying to like hit the sidewalk, which I also have drawn here. And I also want the roses to glow, because that would also be super cool. Too bad I don't have pencils that can draw like color these things, so it's like have 2 different colors. Like at daytime it will stay like this, and then at night it just like switches. I only have cheap pencils. Thank goodness, because else I've gotten crazy with this. Anyway, that was a sidetrack. Yes, so glow in the dark cave with the policy of having the driver policy just with boats. Oh yeah. I was thinking of having like a forest over here, just on my drawing, because that's amazing to have that connected close to a city. Gives more charm. And oh yeah, that's right. As I mentioned earlier, with the entrance towards the harbor and stuff. Let's just go over here first. Yeah, because that's the back side of the city. I didn't want to draw so many buildings, because that would take the fun out of the faces I make unintentionally, though. Oh yeah, and that's the forest. It is very... Yes. And I was like not entirely sure if I wanted like the middle leg here to continue in 2 more, but then I was like, no, I want different. So I kind of like just make lines there. So ignore these 2 legs. And as you can see, there's the harbor stuff. And when you go to the side, oh yeah, that's right. You go to the side, like this side of is it a mountain? If it's this tall, I do not know. But this high foundation, on the side of that, there's like this kind of tunnels, as I was talking about and pointing at, and in front of the whole thing, in front of the whole city at the ocean. There was like these channels here, but they are for the bigger ships and stuff, so they can just like wee out there. And I made this named Bixty because it is very big. And that would be a fun parking experience, parking the ship. Yes. Over here I experimented with how I should have the ports of the entrance. Because like it was like fun to draw a bird stuff. Because that's awesome. So yes, I was thinking like the the shape of the birds. What is it called? The front stabber. Anyway, you know what I mean, I hope. So I was thinking like, since it has that wonderful shape of like where the ocean water, as I drew here, it's just like kind of like goes like whoa with water. So it kind of like bounces off like a reflex of Uno Reverse card. So that would be cool. And I was like, how do I open this door? Because like the 2 parts of the stabber needs to be separated. And I was like, what about laying it down? No. That would scrape the bottom of the ships, and that is not good. So it's like sideways they can open up, because that is very cool. And I had no other ideas than just the old-fashioned chains of like of castles when they open the port and stuff. So yes, a peaceful entrance. What else do we have? Oh yeah, that's right. In the forest, as you can see in the background here, the forest of trees. I was thinking of having of clay. That's right, clay wall around like some kind of building of a greenhouse where herbs can be made, like growing and stuff. And then like also a channel of water going through, and as you can see, it continues underneath the door, because why not? And it needs to have like a natural heat source, because like I know that clay like a thick enough clay wall can have your own like earth heat coming up, especially when there's like windows and stuff, which I'm like glass windows as I have drawn up here. So like when the day comes and the sun shines, it's like shines heat in. And the water here, if it's cool water, fresh cool water, it can like cool the temperature down a bit, but it will also like be like a moisturizer, so it's kind of like a sauna. So it kind of like Yeah, like a jungle kind of effect depending on the season and stuff. Also depending on how the building is built and the system. Because either way, it would be both cool to have like a jungle style of a sauna, and second, like just having as a cooling effect when it gets too warm. But yeah, having these kind of houses in greenhouses inside the forest would be super cool. And then there could be multiple of these where the temperature is different from each place. And since there's a natural source or kind of natural source of water, there should always be a main rule of how to treat the herbs. Because certain herbs, like combined, can also like make the water poisonous if not placed in either in a right order, or it's like or in general they're just poisonous, so they should have their own like section where they have like kind of like separated water, either that or like the water is gonna be poisonous, so you're gonna have like an extinction of the greenhouse until like make it long enough so the water that comes out of the greenhouse won't be poisonous anymore. So basically having loads of herbs that can filtrate that poisonous water where it is also safe for you to consume and stuff. And then you continue it, just stuff. I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. And since they're also in the greenhouses, are also in amongst the forest, it is also easier to like both find herbs and place them out in nature again. So like when you have too much of the same herb, you can just have them naturally grow out, which also makes it easier to make sure that all the herbs that you can get across the whole globe, that they don't like get limited to you when you don't need to like have shipping and stuff, because like sometimes it is annoying to like wait a long time for your package or like in general the ingredients to appear in front of your port like your house, and then it turns out that it is not as fresh as it should have been because the plant either died or something like that. Just my imagination going out there. I am not the biggest nerd on herbs, so I may be wrong with my little fantasy of a shipment. Anyway, back to the next 2 pages where, yes, I imagine farming would be easier with like some kind of like the old ways of Chinese channels of water going in between every field. So the fields, if they are naturally dry or something like that, because there's not much water, there will always be some channels of water that can go in between each section depending on the distance to like each section of these areas where crops are grown. Because that would be cool, so the dirt remains neutralized and moistened, with also like the fish nutritions that they just shoot out their bum. Okay, gotta stay a little professional. But yes, I do believe that their bacteria that they release, they will also like help out these systems of growing, for example, trees or fruit bushes. And so there's also like bridges, of course. They are the thick ones that look like eyes, and then there's the paths where you can walk. And I imagine like through each section, like from each distance, there is from the bushes entrance and exits. There should always be an extra entrance and stuff, so people don't have to like just like go all the way down to the bottom here, for example, and be like, oh no, I can't go out, so I have to go all the way back up. That is kind of boring when you like just need to pick some berries in the middle and then you have to go on the outside. So I was thinking like having those holes where you can just walk underneath. So kind of like a garden effect, which is also super cool. I'm highly fascinated. So yes, and yeah, that's the bushes here I've drawn, and then the path continues here, and then it emerges with like a U-turn here. Also continues there. And this process can be continued through how many fields that needs to be made. And I do not remember how steep the sides of these channels are, but I imagine they're as kind of like that. Like they have an angle. Either that or they don't have an angle, because I'm not entirely sure how that will affect. But yeah, so in the water there are fish, there are some seagrass, eelgrass, or in general seaweed that can help neutralize the water. And then there's the shellfish, because yes, they can help filtrate if there's too much within the water and stuff. Too much produce made by fish and stuff. And then the bridges, because yes, I do not know how I want the bridges, except for I got fascinated while I was drawing and I was thinking, oh, do I remember those times where I watched cartoons and there was like these Egypt kind of looking bridges? I cannot remember where, but I just remember they were like super cool. They had like some kind of color here, like a turquoise blue kind of colors, and then they had like this sandstone color, and then there was like some other color here on the railing stuff. But yeah, oh, just a little bit of nostalgia. And then we go back here. I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing here, except for like having some kind of water tower where water comes up and then out through a path that has angles like a V-shaped angle, so there can be a little lake. And I was kind of thinking of like having each between in between each line there's like kind of like a staircase where like one step at a time, where you can like if it's like long enough you can have like you can sow plants and stuff, so bushes or whatever. Because that would also be smart. But anyway, back to this farming stuff, just seeing it as a smaller model here, and like a warehouse kind of thing happening up here where there's stores, and then there's the entrance where the water goes through, because I think that would actually be an interesting way of transport with resources, so we don't have to rely so much on tractors when it comes to, or in general just fueled vehicles when it comes to picking berries, because like how many berries do you actually get picked from the bushes when using machines. So hand picking are usually the best. In my opinion, they taste better too, because of the emotions, the passion. I do not know. Just kidding. Anyway, so the example of the bunny bushes and stuff are here. And loads of bridges, because bridges are really good for entrance and exiting. And I was thinking of something like a boat like this, where it has like these hooked ends where you can have like I do not remember what they're called in English, but like these staffs that sheep people walk with, like those fancy ones that has the hook. They can like hook onto these hooked ends to pull the cart, the water boat, back and forth wherever they need. Because if there's not much flow in these waters, they won't just go in circles. They can just be there. And then there's also handles that you can handle. Like you can like either put them on hooks and stuff so they won't just sail away by pushing them up against the side of the field. Or you can just use your hooked staff to use. But that would be a cool way to also transport all the ingredients and stuff. And just use it to put it all the way up to the warehouse where it needs to be, and then it's easier to like transport. Or that's what I imagine, at least. And then we have down here just me trying to remember something. I remember like watching a short video. I do not remember how long ago. Probably some years. I saw this kind of weird donut-looking cake system where just like a Ferris wheel where it just goes round and round. Oh yeah, like a water mill. And I think they were powered by power to like just water these plants to go in circles. So they kind of, these beds has like a swing function. But instead of having the wheel only grow like go in circles with its own power that it uses, it could probably produce much more power, but that I do not have the imagination for yet. And there's probably already people who have experimented with this. But yeah, it's just a fun thought. Oh yeah, and then there's like solar panels, bridges that I was thinking, since I already seen people also make that, but more. I do not know if this has been updated, but it's more like a squared roof where it's just like flat roof, like on top of a lake. And as much as that is cool, I don't think that would be so efficient if the solar panels can't move like a sunflower flower's head to like move with the sun, so it's like bloop. So kind of like this, I have like these circles are the things that the solar panels are attached to, and also like sticks of some kind, iron sticks, stuff. So like just roll like a roller skater back and forth. So things will stay powered, but in this dystopia, I don't have really thought so much about what needs energy. Like like the power and stuff, other than citizens, of course, when it's big cities. But since I've drawn more of a medieval style, I will have to figure out a way with modern fantasy on top of this, kind of like a sci-fi ocean drawing stuff. But yeah, I have not drawn anymore. So yes. I think this was a fun little experience, yeah, and I'm not fully done with my imagination. So I might just continue drawing before I really go into details of how to do. Oh yeah, I do not know. If you okay, I'm just gonna show it. I have like this a few weeks ago. I had the fun idea of aquaponic systems. That's the more detailed ones. Now we jump too fast of ideas. But yeah, I was like, again with the like boats and stuff and cars to make make the transport of ingredients and stuff like be easier to move. But yeah, this was my first silly thought of what I could draw and kind of align it with my imagination, but still it goes, my imagination goes way further than this. but the pen cannot be, like, the drawing cannot be drawn as well as the imaginations, as every artist will know. So yes, and then we're back to the solar panel stuff. Oh yeah, and the watermill stuff. I was thinking, like, in these, which I might also draw in the next episodes of the podcast. I was thinking about making small, tiny watermills that could also have some kind of power driving. So both there will be movement in the water, and there will also be created power with the American windmill style of wings. And if a dynamo is being put on, then we have extra power stuff. Yeah, and then we have the greenhouse stuff. And the forest again. But that was more like if you connect the ocean water, where you have like ocean water here or fresh water, that depends on what setup and stuff. But if it is like salt water coming through in these kind of waters, then the forest will make it into brackish water and then slowly filtrate them through. Also lemon trees, because lemon trees are really good at filtrating, just not too much salt, but they will help purifying the water a lot. And then fresh water will be created naturally with bushes and trees when it goes into a greenhouse, and then herbs and stuff will come later. Also made a sketchy paint drawing on the internet with that. You're welcome to watch it. It's quite silly, and that's where I am hijacked with sleep deprived me. So I might just go a little too crazy with how I speak, and yeah. So yes. Anyway, I shall stop for today. And hopefully with the next podcast, or this episode in general, I hope there will be more lighting to show next time instead of my camera lamp. Anyway, have fun out there, fellow Goslings. Bye.